So, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the vlog. And today I'm here with Noel Te, the brand and marketing manager of Grandland. Hi, Noel.
Hi, Alex. Thanks
So
for inviting
nice.
me.
It's my pleasure. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the time as well. I know you're so busy since you're the brand and marketing manager.
Yeah, we have a really hectic schedule now since we have a lot of activities lately. But thanks for inviting me.
You noticed that you just launched a project. That's why you were
uh,
busy last week.
yeah, it's not a project. We actually launched a new showroom for our new project called the Piazza. I
Mm.
don't know if you've heard about it, but it's our project here, next project here in Davao, and it's actually I believe it's like the first themed condo in Davao City. So it's very inspired from Italian design. So if you could see its architecture and the especially with the amenities, you'll see that it's very Italian inspired.
Yeah, I was in Davao a couple of weeks ago, and what I really noticed is the real estate scene in Davao is very active, very booming. Like there are projects launching left and right. There are like I think three or four townships being launched this month in Davao.
Yes, there's so many. It's crazy.
Yes, it's crazy. I love the market there. So that's why we're expanding there. That's why we are learning about the market in Davao because we also want to be able to offer the projects there to our clients as well.
Awesome. We'd be happy to have you as part of our family, of the Grandland family. Yeah.
Yes, we're excited. So, can you tell us a little bit about Grandland? What's the history behind the company, behind this developer?
So, Grandland Incorporated is the real estate property arm of the Gaisano Grand Group of companies. They started around 2012, and uh, all of their projects started in Cebu. I believe now we have five projects in Cebu, and then with the great turn up, we immediately uh, yeah, expanded our market to Davao City, especially during the current administration with Duterte being president. So we
A lot of
immediately,
things have been happening because
yeah.
one factor, of course, that the president is from Davao.
Yes, exactly. So we took advantage of that and we expanded with our flagship project in Davao City, Amani Grand Citygate. We brought our Amani Grand brand to Davao, and due to the great turnout, we immediately expanded and added a condo right beside it called the Piazza, and that's what we are pre-selling right now.
So, in Cebu, you mentioned that you started there. What year did Grandland start?
Around 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
So, how many years does that make
Uh,
Grandland?
this year is like our 10-year anniversary.
Wow, happy anniversary to Grandland. So
Yeah,
10
yeah,
years na in the real estate
yeah.
industry. And when did Grandland expand to Davao? What year was that?
Uh, we expanded here in 2017, and that's when I came in.
So
Yeah.
you were really there from the beginning.
For Davao City, yeah.
Congratulations. You've been with Grandland for a couple of years now, 4 to 5 years you mentioned a while
Yeah,
ago.
4 to 5 years. Yeah, I'm
So
turning
how
five this
has
year.
Wow, again, happy anniversary to you with Grandland. So, kumusta yung real estate market naman with Davao? Since you've been there for a while na, 5 years. It's already a long time na. You know you have already a sense of the market. So, kumusta?
We were surprised. The real estate market in Davao is really wild.
Like
Actually,
comparing it to Cebu. Or are you familiar with the real estate market in Cebu?
the real estate market in Cebu and Davao is very different.
How so?
Cebu is more a lot of the investors there. Um, they're a little bit older, so these are people with more experience in real estate. In Davao City, a lot of the investors are really young, so these are professionals from 25 to 35 who are just starting out.
The millennials.
Yeah, the millennials, they're starting out families and they want their first home, and it's really fun to market to them because it's more relatable for especially for us
Yeah,
who's part
same
of
age.
that millennial market. So it's so easy to tap into them. So it's really fun. It's really fun.
So, when you say older market in Cebu, like what age range is that?
They're around their 40s. So
So these are the more people who have already established their
yes,
careers, they have more money already to
yeah,
invest.
definitely.
So what do you think is the difference? Why do you think Davao has a younger market? And 25 to 35, like if you're 25 years old, you're just starting out, you don't really have the means yet unless you already have a family business or you're based abroad.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the hype with Davao City. We especially again we met as I mentioned with the current administration. There's a lot of talk and investors coming into Davao City. So immediately a lot of these young professionals are jumping into investments, and they're more open to investments now compared to how people were before who didn't get a chance to learn about investing into real estate.
Yeah, you know what? A friend of mine who I met up with when we were there in Davao, that she said the same thing. She's also connected with another developer. She's like an executive of a local developer in Davao, and that's what
Mhm.
she said. Like comparing it to the Cagayan de Oro market, because she was also able to work in CDO for a couple of years, and then now she moved back to Davao. She said that the people in Davao, they're more a lot more open to investing in real estate. So it's easier to talk to them, it's easier to get them to invest because they already understand the value or are more open to investing.
Yeah. That's so true. And we find it so funny since Davao is like really wide. It's one of the largest cities in the
Yes,
Philippines
it
in
is.
terms of land area. We were so surprised that there's a lot more investors for the condo market rather than horizontal developments. So it's more vertical actually here.
That's why there are a lot of vertical projects in Davao launching this year. Like there are so
Yeah,
many condos in Davao already.
very. There's a
And
lot.
even with, for example, when we went to Davao, we were able to go to Azuela Cove, and
Hmm.
we learned that the range of the condos there are between 40, 50 million, and they even have 100 million penthouses, and the penthouses are sold out.
Exactly. That crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy because here in Cagayan de Oro, condos range from 3 million up to 10 million or 12 million.
I
So
see. I see.
that's the usual range. But in Davao, they're like a lot more expensive. Like they have 30 million condos,
Yeah.
40, 50 million, and even 100 million. But of course, the 100 million is like really huge, like 350 plus square meters. And
Yeah.
they're since it's at the penthouse. So it's crazy. Like people are really investing in condominiums and real estate. It's
They
very
are.
active.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about the projects in Cebu first? Like what was Grandland's first project in Cebu?
Grandland's first project, well, they actually started in small housing spaces. These are house and lots.
Like what's
Uh,
the price range and floor area range of that?
I think it's around 70 square meters for the floor area, total floor area, and then it was just a few units, and then they immediately saw like the Gaisano Grand Group immediately saw that, oh, money is in real estate, so they
That's
immediately
true.
expanded into developing their first flagship condominium, which is Grand Residences Cebu. I don't know if you've heard it. It's located at a very prime location. It's in Lahug. It's just right in front
It's
of.
already sold out.
Right now there are still some free selling
A couple
units.
of units remaining.
Yeah.
So they were able to Grandland was able to develop 5 projects in Cebu. Like how many vertical and how many of those were horizontal?
There are actually free brands of vertical developments in Cebu. We have Grand Residences Cebu, Amani Grand Resort Residences in Mactan, and then we have the Dusit Princess in Cebu. And then there are two city homes, City Homes Minglanilla and City Homes Mandaue.
How much is the price range for the city homes?
City Homes, I'm actually not sure because right now We put it on hold because of the pandemic. So we stopped the pre-selling for our City Homes project right now, which is City Homes Minglanilla.
But prior to the pandemic, more or less,
I think we're starting at around 4 million.
4 million. So it's like open market, but still very affordable.
Very affordable. It's actually a new concept because these are not actually your typical house and lots. So the the unit that we're selling is actually like a landed condominium. So you're not sold the lot itself. You're actually sold
Oh,
the
yes.
house.
Like
So
a horizontal condominium.
condo, a horizontal condo.
So even
Yeah.
foreigners can invest. There are projects here in CDO with a similar concept, like townhouse type, and then you get to own the unit, the house, but not the lot because it's owned by
Yes.
all the unit owners. So the title
Yes.
is CCT.
Yeah.
So what about your Davao projects? Can you tell us more about the projects that you have in Davao? How many projects? And what are the brands that Grandland has? Does it have like several brands or just
Uh,
one main brand?
Grandland actually has several different brands under its name. We have the Amani Grand, Grand Residences. Amani Grand is more of their entry level lifestyle condominium, and we started that brand in Cebu, in Mactan actually,
So what's
and
the
then
price range of Amani?
uh, we immediately moved the Amani Grand brand to Davao City. It's now called Amani Grand City Gate, and when we started, we actually just started at around 1.9 million for a studio,
Oh, okay.
and now the
Very affordable. Yeah, you would only need around 60,000 per month to be able
yeah, definitely,
to
but
invest in a
now
condo unit.
that was 2017, and now the Amani Grand City Gate is now selling at 3.4,
3
3.6 million
3.4.
for the studio. So it
That's
almost
good.
doubled
That's good
in
appreciation.
yeah.
Similar to here in CDO. Couple of years back, I think around 2011 or almost a decade ago, like the condominiums that first sprouted here in CDO were only at 1.2, 1.5, up to
Yeah.
1.8 million for a studio unit. And now they're at 3 to 3.5. So like almost double in
Yeah.
value. So the prices are really going up.
The appreciation for the condos in Davao and in Mindanao in general,
Yes.
they're going up fast actually. So it's really the right time to invest. Like now
So
is the right time to
that's
invest.
your entry level. What's the other brand that Grandville has?
We had since the turn up was really good with Amani Grand City Gate, we immediately launched a new project right beside Amani Grand City Gate called the Piazza. We launched it way back in 2019 as a pre-selling
Is that the
condo.
name of the brand?
Yeah, the
The
Piazza at the Grand City Gate. So this condo is Italian inspired. The architecture and the amenities, they're very thematic, and it's really nice actually. Once you see it, you immediately say, "No, my investment's worth it." It's very different. It's the concept was inspired by uh, having everyday luxury, so trying to experience that every day. It's no longer like luxury is no longer something that you take off like the top shelf and use it like occasionally.
yeah.
It's now something that you can use every day. And with the Piazza, that's what it is.
So when did you launch the Piazza?
2019,
So that was a couple of years before the pandemic. So
before the
how
pandemic. Yeah.
how are the sales going? Like when you launched in 2019, then boom, the pandemic happens in 2020. How did that affect your sales velocity?
Um, it was crazy. A lot of we were pre-selling at the time, and when 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 the pandemic hit in March, we were so unsure of what's going to happen with with the real estate market.
So what did
Uh,
you do? What did Grandland do as a developer? Did you put development on hold? Did you put some projects on hold and continue developing some? What was your reaction? Like everybody didn't know what to do
yeah,
at the time.
yeah. So in Cebu, we did have a project put on hold, and we just sort of shifted our efforts into making everything online and digital. and then with a little more personality, because in the digital world, when you're like doing Zoom calls, nobody actually, nobody actually listens. So we really try
So
to
so you
tap into
also
them.
tried doing like a Zoom product knowledge seminar with
Yeah, we
other
did.
agents and realties there. So
Yeah.
how did that work out? Because it's the same here in Cagayan. Like the developers shifted from being so everything offline reservation, you would have to go to the office, but the silver lining with the pandemic is that suddenly all developers accept online reservation, which
Yeah.
before they wouldn't, like they didn't have that
Yeah.
capacity or facilities to do so.
Yeah, it was crazy because we weren't used to that, because we're not as a big of a developer to be accepting online payments yet. But immediately as the pandemic shift started, we immediately started uh, doing that to receive online reservations. And uh, however, we did try to make it more personal. So outside of the Zoom calls, we did try to meet clients and partners, marketing partners, in real life, even though that
Even though it was the pandemic, you still risked
yeah,
it.
yeah, we still risked it because it's very different if you have like a little personal touch when it comes to with real estate, of course, because this is a people business. Actually,
Yes, it
it's more
is.
than just, yeah, it's more than just a roof above your head, you know.
So in Davao, how many projects do you currently have?
Right now we have two, Amani Grand City Gate and the Piazza.
So more or less, what's the percentage of inventory that's been sold out of year two? Both projects are condominiums.
Yes, both projects are condominiums. Um, we are now sold out for Building A. We are turning it over in April. That's our scheduled turnover date for our units, and then we are gonna be starting uh, the construction of Building B. So hopefully it will get turned over in the the last quarter of next year.
So
So
that's for a money grant.
yeah, for Amani, and the inventory, they're all sold out right now.
So Amani is already sold out, and they're
Yeah,
just
and
waiting for the buyers are just waiting for the
yeah,
unit turnover. And
yeah,
for the Piazza, which was launched in 2019, so
yeah.
what's
We
the percentage that's already sold? How many
uh
towers is the Piazza?
the Piazza is actually two towers for our building A, and then another two towers for our building B, and then there's a building C in the future. Uh, but for now we're only selling pre-selling the building A towers, and right now it's around 60% probably.
60% sold. So when are you planning to launch Tower 2?
We're planning to launch Tower 2 sometime this year. So yeah, let's hope for the best.
So this year, so hopefully
Yeah,
that pushes through. So
yeah.
how did you handle the pandemic aside from moving a lot of things online, like accepting online reservations, doing online PKS? What were your other strategies to really help everything stay afloat in even though it was like everything was going crazy because of the pandemic?
Actually, we just continued our efforts. Actually, it's the same. It's just that there was more focus on the digital side. So we really tried in tapping into every marketing partner that we have, from the brokers to the agents, even brokers and agents across Mindanao, just so that we have constant communication with them throughout the pandemic. Because especially when you're locked down at home, you really need especially with
You really
salespeople.
need
These
to
are
connect with the agents.
Yeah,
Yes.
salespeople are very social people, so they really need that connection, and
They really want
we
to go out and actually talk to
yeah,
people in person, do meetings in
exactly.
person.
Yeah, so we tried to reach out to them throughout the pandemic so that they won't forget our name. Like, we're always there. We're all in for you, Grandland.
how do you handle inventory management? Because of course, for salespeople, there's no night and day, right? We're always selling 24/7. Because if it even if it's night here in the Philippines, it's the morning elsewhere, like in the U.S. or in UK.
Yeah.
So we have to communicate with our clients even at like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes we're still chatting with our clients or
Yeah.
reserving. So how do you serve those brokers who have clients like doing reservations in the morning? Or like
That's the
they
thing.
need a computation right now because I have a
Yeah.
client who needs it immediately.
That's the thing with Grandland, and I'm pretty sure we're pretty known with that we're a lot of our broker relations officers, they really go the extra mile,
They stay up.
they stay up late, and try to help our marketing partners in closing the deals for their partners. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, Noel, have you heard of Brookie?
Pardon me.
Brookie. It's an app.
Rookie. It's an oh,
Brookie.
I haven't heard of it.
Well, it's
Uh,
a real estate app. The founders are based here in Cagayan de Oro, and there are a couple of
hmm,
developers like We Communities and A Brown. They're developers based in CDO that use the app. So it's an app for agents. It's an inventory management app. Like you upload all the inventory, the current inventory of the day, because with developers, inventories are always changing daily, right?
yeah.
Or like even hourly, there can be another reservation, and that changes the inventory. So it's really up to the role of the marketing will be then to update the inventory regularly, upload all the computations there. So as a broker, I can access that information anytime. Like if I have a client who's asking for a computation for this particular unit, I can access it on Brookie because it uses artificial intelligence to help with inventory management, and they also have this feature that you can also reserve on Brookie.
I
So you
see. I
may
see.
you may you may want to check that out because the founder is a good friend of mine. She's also my business partner in the realty. So since I use Brookie, I would also like to encourage more developers to have something like this or to use Brookie as well because it's really a great help to us who are the sales force and who are always in front of clients, and then we need the inventory quick.
Yeah.
And of course, with the marketing department, even though you are really hands on all the time, of course you're just human. Like you have to sleep or you have to eat.
Yeah.
So at least with Brookie, it's accessible. All the information is accessible 24/7.
Yeah. Sounds amazing. I'm definitely gonna look into that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just let me know if you would like to know more about it, so I can hook you up with
Awesome. Awesome. That
the
sounds
Brookie
great.
team, so you can just sit down and explore.
All right. That sounds amazing. Definitely. Definitely.
So that's the thing with actually Brookie started because of the problem that we were having when it comes
Mm,
to inventory or the information that we need. Sometimes we need it right away and we have to wait for the marketing department to reply, and
yeah.
we're calling, they're not replying because of course they have to answer so many chats, right? Like what
Yeah.
we do now with with all the developers is we have like a different chat group per developer.
Yeah.
We have a chat group with this developer and with this developer, and then they also, as on the marketing side, they have so many brokers to answer, like calling
Yeah.
them and chatting with them. So it's also challenging if you are like the marketing of a developer, like the marketing staff of a developer. There's so many things that you have to do as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what are your future plans for Grandland? Any other projects that you're planning to launch, whether in Davao or in Cebu?
Right now, we're planning to launch projects in the near future, of course. But now we're focusing our efforts into
The
uh,
Piazza.
the Piazza and Amani Grand City Gate.
So where
Since
is your office located? Where is your model unit located?
Okay, so for Amani Grand City Gate, we have an office at Gaisano Grand Corporate Center at Pelayo Street, Davao City. It's right behind the old Gaisano Ilustra Mall. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Our office is there. We also have our new showroom office. It's located at Gaisano Grand City Gate, Buhangin. So it's the showroom is great. It's actually our most expensive showroom to date. So the finishes are really nice. The interior designer is Bong de Parine. He's the one who interior designed the Mactan International Airport. So
Wow.
it's a very nice
You really
showroom.
went all out for the
Yeah, we really
showroom.
went out. We went all out for the showroom. The showroom is great actually because it's just fronting our developments in Buhangin. So if you want to see,
So you have a
uh,
studio, a one bedroom, and a two bedroom showroom.
right now we only have studio unit showrooms because most of our units for our projects are studios. So that's what we're focused on having model units for.
So for the piazza, you mentioned that you have mostly studio units. Like how much inventory do you have with the piazza? How many levels does the piazza have? How many floors?
Uh, the piazza has 13 physical floors. Uh,
So it's a
uh,
mid-rise.
it's a mid-rise condominium. It's not that saturated, so it's very wide, so it's not very condensed.
What's
We
the
only
floor
have
area?
700 units for
700.
yeah for all 13 floors. Um, the the floor area, I'm not sure for one building, but
For
the
the
whole
studio unit,
oh for the studio unit it's 26.84 square meters, almost 27 square meters. So
27.
the cuts are really big for a studio.
That's yeah, that's on the bigger side because
Yeah,
here the usual sizes are between 20 to 22 square
22.
meters. That's
Yeah,
the usual. Although we do have some condos that offer 25 or 27, that's already on the bigger side. So at 27 square meters, how much is that per square?
right now with the piazza we are at 125,000 pesos per square meter, so it's around 3.4, 3.6 million.
3.4 to 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's still also affordable comparing to the usual pricing of the condos here. Like the average here in CDO is already around 130 to 140 per square.
really, that's I'm surprised. I
For
didn't expect that at all. That's why
yes,
we
although
really want to
although there
visit.
are some condos here that are still at 120 as well, like 110 to
Mm.
120. But the most expensive condo here would be Avida, I mean Aspira Towers, which is a project by Avida Land. It's already at 190 per square. So their studios are at 4
Wow,
million.
I see, I see. That's crazy. I didn't expect that at all. That's why we really want to visit CDO because we
Yeah,
really
let me
want to
know. Let
see
me know.
the
Let's meet up
yeah,
when you're
definitely.
gonna
That
visit
sounds
here.
great.
And
Yeah.
when we go back to Davao, I'll let you know because we're planning to go back in maybe 2 months.
Oh,
So
cool,
I'll
cool.
visit your showroom. I'll interview you again in person.
That sounds great. We're excited for that actually.
Okay. So what's your payment schemes for that? Like how much is the
Yeah, equity. So
equity?
pre-pandemic we did
Mm.
offer 20% equity,
Mm.
and that's split into for the piazza that's split into 60 months.
60
But
months. Okay, so how much is
yeah,
that per month? Very affordable since it's very
very
long term.
affordable. Yeah.
It's such a long term mode of payment for the equity.
Way back in 2019, it was only like we started like we have deferred payments that only start at like 6,000 per month.
6,000 per month.
Yeah, so it's
Wow.
very affordable, very
Yeah,
affordable.
very affordable. So
And even
how is
now,
your sales velocity?
during the pandemic, even with the current health crisis, we still were pretty decent when it came to the sales velocity. Although it did slow down during the pandemic, especially during the peak of the pandemic, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of the earthquakes that happened in late
Yeah.
2019 and early 2020. It was really a hard time in selling condominiums, especially with that other development uh
That
that
collapsed. Yeah, I
that
saw that on
collapsed.
the
Yeah,
news and everybody was like, okay, let's not buy a condo right
yeah, it
now.
really affected the condo
The
market
condo market.
very hard. So yeah, that's the equity payment. Right now we did offer easier terms. So from 20% equity, we are now doing 15% equity. So right now we're it's around we're starting at around 7,900. for the first year, and then it gradually increases every year.
Do you also have one bedroom units or only studio units?
We have for the piazza we have one bedroom units and two bedroom units as well.
But most are studio units because
Majority are studios.
they're the fastest to sell and also
Yeah,
easiest to dispose of if you want to resell it later on.
yeah. But we're pretty surprised because for the piazza, the first things that got sold out are actually the one bedroom and two bedroom units.
The one and two.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's just it's harder to dispose the studios apparently. It's so weird. But it's a challenge definitely. So I think people prefer a larger space.
Larger space. So how big are your one bedroom units?
Our one bedroom units we it's around 45 square meters, and then our two bedroom units are at 68 square meters.
68. Yeah, that's already a good like
Uh,
space to live in, especially with Davao. Like I noticed when I went there, since it's so huge, the housing is also located farther
in
away
the
from the
outskirts of
city, yeah,
Davao.
in the
Yeah.
outskirts. Unless of course you're living in Ladislao or Insular, but
Yeah.
the lots, the per square
Really
meter there,
expensive.
the selling prices are so
They're
expensive.
so
We're like,
expensive.
my gosh, like it's like 70 to 100,000 per square, and not even a lot of people are selling at that those
Yeah,
subdivisions.
that's true.
So it's really crazy because here in Cagayan, the lots here are between 20 to 30,000 per square, but not a lot of people are even buying at 30K because it's currently like still above market value. So usually it's about 20,000 per square for the high-end subdivisions.
So this is in the middle of CDO, like
Not in
these.
the middle, it's uptown because CDO is like
Okay.
divided to two areas, like the uptown area and the downtown area. So uptown area is like the more developed. Downtown is also developed, but uptown is like a newer development.
Yeah,
So it's like the
definitely.
BGC of CDO, something like
Yeah.
that. There's a business park, there are malls.
Yeah, it's
So
actually been a while since I visited a CDO. It's been 5 or 6 years
you should
already.
do it soon. It's so near. Like when we drove to Davao, it took us, we left 6 a.m. and we arrived at like 11:30. But we didn't have any stopovers, so we just went straight to Davao. So it's just near. You
Yeah, we'll
just drive.
definitely go. Probably our next visit will be CDO because we're planning to go to Jensen this March 18th. So probably next month
Are you
after
planning to do a
Holy
road
Week.
show or something in Jensen?
We're planning to do a roadshow, so we're gonna tap into the different brokers and realties in those
Sige,
areas.
let me know when you're gonna go to
Yes, definitely.
CDO.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'd be happy to meet the Grandland team and show you around.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Okay, so thank you so much for your time. Do you have other things that you would like to say to like the audience, invite them to invest in the piazza?
Again, right now is the best time to invest into real estate. So if you want to know us, please visit our new showroom at Gaisano Grand Citygate Mall, Buhangin, Davao City. Um, it's great. It's right in front of our development project, so it's immediately a site tour.
Yeah. And it's very convenient. It's just nearby.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
It's just in the center.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so thank you so much for being a guest on the show today and the vlog today. And thank you to everybody who also joined us on this vlog. And I will see you again in my next vlog.